first speaker is Reverend Yukiko Motoyoshi. She has served for 33 years in Hawaii as a minister, and she has been serving for 6 years now at Stockton, right here in the Northern California district. So we'll begin with Reverend Motoyoshi.
Good afternoon. Can I ask you to join me in Gasho? It is a great torch in a long night of ignorance. Do not sorrow that your eyes of wisdom are dark. It is a ship on a vast ocean of birth and death. Do not grieve that your obstruction of karmic evil are heavy. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you so much. Every year I enjoy sitting like you folks and listening to Dharma, and I never thought I'm standing in front of you and giving the appreciation of the Nembutsu, but now I have to think this is another opportunity for me to share my simple appreciation of the Nembutsu. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. I hope I'm not lying to myself. But anyway, the Stockton Church, Buddhist Church of Stockton that I serve, there is a very active BWA. And the Stockton BWA have been actively participating in a program called Interfaith Tea. I understand this program started somewhere in the East Coast. And in Stockton, we call this Stockton Unit Church Women United Interfaith Tea. And I think this year they celebrate 67th year. And this year it was held in a Methodist church, and I had honor of giving an invocation at this service preceding the Interfaith Tea. All those who had part in the service were asked to sit at the altar by a facilitator. And the person told us, you sit according to the program. I was second from the from the beginning. And he told me, after you finish your part, you can step down from the altar and you can join your congregation. I said, okay, introduction, my invocation, I can go down and enjoy the program. The person, president of the unit, really agreed. So we decided we're going to sit according to the order. However, just before the service started, the person sitting next to me, no, it's not right. If we all go down, then the person who giving the last saying have to stay by herself. So we all have to stay. The president of the unit said, no, we will go down. Well, the person sitting next to me overruled her. So we all reluctantly remained at the temple. Throughout the service, the person who's sitting next to me, I already have a very negative feeling, making comments every time someone spoke. Oh yes, amen. That's right. The only thing I didn't hear was hallelujah. Of course, she wasn't saying loud, but it was loud enough for me to hear every single word she said. At first, it really irritated me because I was really enjoying the saying and quote of other faith. Especially the keynote speaker, she gave the wonderful speech, and I keep hearing, oh yes, that's right, amen. Oh, it was, it is just like you were watching the very exciting basketball game between the Golden State Warrior and the Cleveland Cavalier. And someone sitting next to you making commentary. Every move they make, you cannot contemplate on, you cannot enjoy the game. Well, for me, she was nothing but a disruption. However, in the middle of my discomfort and irritation, Nembutsu struck. At that time, power of the technology and my iWatch is ringing. When the Nembutsu hit me or shook me, I realized how terrible I was. Feeling of detachment, intolerance, and arrogance. That was me. The purpose of this interfaith tea is unity, tolerance, and compassion. The lady sitting next to me deeply immersed herself into the service, and she was simply verbalizing her expression of appreciation. Now, you can tell from my accent, I was born and raised in Japan. I do express my appreciation differently, not outwardly, but inwardly. So, in Japanese culture, expression of emotion in a public is considered as coarse behavior. In Japanese culture, stoic behavior is a virtuous. So they don't really cry out loud. They all put in there inwardly. And then this Nembutsu shook me. Then I realized I was terrible. I was putting my way of expression is better and higher than the person sitting next to me. She was Bodhisattva in a way who caused me to see my true nature. Only then her verbalization was no longer irritation. I didn't verbalize and say, Namo Amida Butsu, but I simply could appreciate it, her appreciation of the service. This kind of arrogant and discriminative mind rises within me practically every day. Let me give you another example. Recently, I had the pleasure of listening to a very young man's appreciation of Dharma. He was only 18 years old, and he was asked to speak at one of our major services. In my ministerial life, I had many opportunities to listen to the young people's message, but it was the first time for me to assign somebody so young to a special service. I take my ministerial job seriously. Assigning and selecting a guest speaker to a major service is a very important part of my responsibility. But there was a member who highly recommended him. And this member, I trust and really respect this member's judgment. So I decided to have him as a speaker. He did a wonderful job. Even though at a very young age, he was able to relate the Dharma in his everyday life. In other words, he made Dharma or teaching relevant to his everyday life. At the beginning, this was how I was listening. Okay, you are young. Let me give you your best. Outwardly, I said, oh, you're so young. Thank you very much for coming. Because I wanted to be portrayed as open-minded, broad minister, cool minister. How despicable. By the way, as in my mind, I'm listening like this and your head is tall. I call this nostril stand. When you high and you put your head, what do they see? Nostril. Just off the subject, but that stand shows on your inside of nostril, probably gross people out. Anyway, although there was several decades, between him and I, he was a wonderful teacher for me. His talk made it relevant. Made my life easy to understand. In other words, he enabled me to relate the teaching in my daily life. I put my hand, instead of this, I put my hand in Gassho, and the Nembutsu came up. At the beginning, I have read the Shinran Shonin's poem from the Wasan. It means that we live in the world of pain and suffering, caused no other than ourselves. It is like a long dark night, not knowing where to turn. However, there is a great light of Amida Buddha illuminating our path. Therefore, not to be afraid or lament about our ignorance. I don't purposely attempt to behave as arrogant, shameless person, but unfortunately, that is my true nature. I probably continue to behave as arrogant and discriminative person till my physical entity expire. Moreover, I try to disguise, I'm very good at disguise my true feeling every possible way. I desperately wish to be perceived by others as humble, non-discriminative, tolerant, compassionate, broad mind, and of course, cool minister. Fortunately, I had, have, and will have the Nembutsu with me. The wisdom light of Amida Buddha illuminate my true nature, and the boundless compassion of Amida Buddha gives me courage to face and power to accept my true nature. Profound gratitude and humbleness fill my heart. Therefore, I can appreciate that moment and move on to the next moment with a little bit more certainty and appreciation. And here I would like to share an article. You see, first I made it 5 minutes, 7 minutes talk, and somebody told me I gotta talk 10 minutes, so I wanted to share a little bit. Here I would like to share the article that I read many, many years ago. A member lamented, "Sensei, I don't see any benefit coming to temple because I just cannot retain your sermon. I don't remember what you said last service." The minister asked this member, "Really? What did you eat for breakfast a week ago?" Member said, "I don't remember." The minister replied, "You mean the food you ate a week ago? You don't remember? The food that you don't remember that you ate a week ago, did it nurture you?" Regardless of whether we remember or not, the food we ate certainly nurtured us and gave us strength to move to the next moment. I have been wearing this robe for almost 40 years and be very, very fortunate to have so many opportunities to listen to the Dharma. Yet, I cannot retain the Nembutsu every moment of my life. How discouraging, how deplorable. But Shinran Shonin said in this Wasan, "Do not be discouraged, do not lament. Amida Buddha already understands such person. Because of this very nature, Amida Buddha is with me every moment of my life." And the Nembutsu enables me to be aware of what we are eating, how we are eating, in other words, what we are, who we are, how we hear. We simply enjoy and appreciate that moment. And we take another step in our journey of life and enable to grow as a better human beings with each step we take. Thank you very much for listening. Let us put our hand together in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.